Hi friends, I'm Ashley. Welcome to Darling Cottage Diary. If you're new here, I see a lot of new people have started following me lately. I make ASMR content, but I also with journaling, but I also make talking videos. So where I just chat with you and hopefully you grab a warm beverage and we just hang out and I hopefully help you relax, give you some inspiration in your own journals or your own crafting. And either way, happy to have you here. If you'd like this kind of stuff, make sure to subscribe, like the video so that YouTube shows my videos to you. Again, next week I post every weekend, so usually Sundays, but sometimes I make it early on Saturdays. Anyway, happy you're here. So this week I've decided to egomaniacally talk about my goals for this year, my vision board. That's what I'm setting up here. The basis for here is my 2024 vision board. And I realize some people think it's a little bit too late to be doing this, but I actually don't follow the normal American human calendar for setting goals and everything. I don't like doing it in the middle of winter right after the holidays. I'm still in a very hardcore cocooning phase right after the holidays. I've seen a lot of people. I've done a lot of things outside of my normal routines, and I don't want to be thinking about new stuff to do. I don't have the energy. I'm not in the right headspace to put forth the right kind of goals, especially this year. I usually do choose at least a word around the new year, but that I want to focus on. But this year was soft. If you want to know how I made this cute little travel notebook size notebook, I will link that above and below, those videos. But I intentionally left the first 2 pages blank because I knew I wanted to do a vision board, but I wasn't mentally ready to do that. And I feel more ready now. Usually mid to late February is when spring hits in my region. Sometimes we get a late spring cold snap, but for the most part, I saw my first violets in my garden, and that's usually my signal that spring is imminently approaching. And that's when I plant my literal seeds in my garden. That's when I plant the metaphorical seeds in my mind and in my life. And that is what this is. This is me planting seeds for the things that I want to focus on every time I open this journal, every time I use it, carry it. I am putting all of my focus and energy of what I want to accomplish this year, or at least not accomplish fully, but work towards. That's what I'm putting here. So this page is a French book that's very sweet. I bought it when I was living in France, and it's just talking about life's little pleasures, and this one's particularly talking about the forests. This page represents that I want to both continue improving my French fluency, both speaking and reading, writing, etc., all the ways. But also I want to spend more time in nature. I just really didn't this past 2023 was a huge growth year. It was a 7 year. So if you're into like numerology or anything like that, it was definitely a tough year. 8s are a good year though. 8s are a good number. I love the number 8. If you're not into any of that, I totally understand. I'm just putting it out there that it's going to be a good year for you. But anyway, so I wanted to focus less on just grinding as far as worrying about income, worrying about all these other things that really bothered me last year, and focus a lot more on kind of reconnecting with my gardening practice and being outdoors and making sure I take my kids to the ranch and taking them to, just play in the woods, play at the beach, play in nature more than we were able to last year. So I really hope that happens. But, and just also, if you are interested in any of the supplies that I'm using, I have everything, all of the places I get my stuff listed below. It would take me hours to sit there and parse out where I got everything. So if you see something specific you would like, please comment and tell me where you'd like to find it, because I always answer, and I usually remember where I buy this stuff. So yeah, if you, unless I say like that French book I bought in France, you might be able to find a reprint on Amazon. Actually is a pretty good place to find foreign language books. But anyway, moving on. I love In Her Studio. It's one of my favorite magazine publications, and it's a big treat that I kind of every couple of Fridays when they have a new issue, I'll go get myself a coffee, get myself a magazine while I'm waiting for my kids to get out of school, and it's just a really sweet little, a sweet little thing I do for myself to reward myself for getting through a month kind of thing with work. And I fell in love with this spread featuring this artist. This is Laetitia Myriel. She's actually here on YouTube under Merveilleuse en Papier. And I've actually been following her work for a long time, but I didn't know who she was because her pictures had been stolen and her artwork had been stolen and reposted on Pinterest over and over and over again. And she didn't have any watermarks on her pictures. So I would find her beautiful paper sculptures and was just entranced, and I couldn't figure out who made them. And then when I saw this magazine, I was just like, oh, that's who that is. And she also makes really beautiful YouTube videos too. So if you are, she speaks English, so if you don't speak French, it's totally fine. Like, she speaks really good English. So if you need another cozy channel, cozy artist channel, she does paper sculpting and it's amazing. But her apartment is beyond inspiring, and that's part of why I added this. Part of my goals this year is to kind of aesthetically improve my home, as well as get the leak in my roof fixed, as well as just like the so unglamorous parts of living in a place, and get those things taken care of, but also just organize some things better, get things more functional but also more beautiful in my house. And just everything about her workbench and her work desk I love. It's the perfect aesthetic of like this 18th century but kind of somehow also modern artist vibe. And I definitely want to bring some of those elements, like candelabras and stuff, into my own office, my own studio. So definitely lots of inspiration there. And I always find lots of inspiration in her studio, but in particular that magazine issue is one of my favorites. There are multiple artists I really love. She was just my favorite. So moving on to this sticker. I love this whole sticker book, by the way. This one I know is from Journal Say, and if you use my code DARLING, you can get some percentage off. I think it's 10% off. And she's reading a book, and I just want to make sure that I'm reading more fiction this year. I tend to read nonfiction a lot, but I've started out the year. I've already finished one. I'm almost through a second one, and that's next week. I'm going to do a spread about the first book I finished, fiction book I finished, and it was great. So we'll talk more about that, but having that intention of wanting to read and actually finish more fiction, I've been able to keep up with, so I'm happy about that. And my wardrobe as well, I'm trying not to do that thing that some people do, namely myself, where I just buy something off the rack because it looks good. I will need to remind myself to curate my style, and I love that style right there in that picture. This I took a screenshot and edited my YouTube homepage to have 48,000 subscribers versus 4,800. I just edited out the decimal because I want to keep growing this channel and growing just everything here. So that's another goal. Some weeks I want to journal, but also some weeks I don't want to because it does take a lot of time. So it's just a reminder of like, keep going, be consistent. This is how it works. This is how it goes. And oh my gosh, this box I found from a French eBay brocanteur, and it's so beautiful, and it has that pretty little key lock, and they also had just a ton of little labels, antique labels, and antique documents, antique checks, and I'm going to be turning them all into stickers and just using them for different projects that I have coming up. I want to create some digital kits this year. I want to create some, like I said, some stickers out of these, and so I just have a lot of plans. Even the very first stickers you saw, the little watercolor teapot and the key with the bow on it, I painted those and turned them into stickers, and the teapot went out with Ephemera Club for January because that theme that they chose was Coquette. Unfortunately, I was trying to make the keys on as glittery paper, and I could not get the ink to dry. They printed just fine and the cut just fine, but for whatever reason, the ink would not dry. I think it's the kind of paper I had because I tried all of the settings on my printer. So I'm going to have to try a different type of glitter sticker. But anyway, the whole point is that I am trying new things, and I'm trying not to bully myself about not producing things fast enough, because work is not, the business isn't going anywhere, and I just need to take the time to, make things that I'm proud of. And right now, Ephemera Club gets the mass, the mass production of my experiments. Hopefully they're okay with it. If you don't know what Ephemera Club is, it's a monthly support subscription that helps support this channel. And there's 2 different tiers, Inspiration Club and Ephemera Club, and both tiers get the digital, a few digital prints that you can print out as many times as you want, make stickers of your own, just add ephemera to your journals, as well as a journaling prompt that you can print out and put in your journal as well. And then Ephemera Club gets an actual parcel of vintage ephemera, handmade stickers, just whatever I find, that decoupaging paper, whatever I find that month that's on brand, on their theme they chose, is what they get. So if you're interested in that, I will also put that link below. You just search Darling Cottage Diary on Patreon, but I'll put that link in the description box as well. This sticker, I was just experimenting with an old Edgewordian catalog that I had, and this is representing wanting to work on my antique calligraphy more and get better at that. I'm so surprised y'all liked that video so much. I thought nobody was gonna just want to sit there and listen to me write for an hour with that pen, or half an hour, whatever it was. I was very surprised at how well that performed, so I'll definitely make sure to make more like that, because so many people said they loved it because it helped them fall asleep, which makes sense. But anyway, I appreciate the support on that video. So anyway, just these extra little tidbits I was making I'm adding, they're just I add the extra prettiness. And in particular, one of these French labels, I didn't feel right gluing it down on here. Again, as I said, I want to keep the real antique stuff like this, I want to keep it pristine, and I don't want to glue it. I would rather create, a print of this or a sticker of this to permanently adhere to something. But I was okay with just pinning it in here for now, and that's my reminder that, hey, I have plans for this stuff, and I have mountains of Victorian ephemera that I want to make these things with. This is a new ink from Ferris Wheel Press called Auroralis. It's a really beautiful dark purple, and it's got a purple and a little bit of a gold sheen to it. Little bit. It's definitely not one of their more glittery ones, but it's got some pink flecks in it that's really pretty when it hits the light. But I've been writing with this one at work a lot in my fountain pen, and it's a limited edition, so if you're interested, definitely go look at it. They won't have that one next year, so highly recommend. This, I don't know, y'all know me, I need my extra little shiny things. So I was looking for some flowers to add, so that it looks like the outfit model is holding a flower, and then I also wanted a little flower to put on my herb tincture bottle, just as a little extra something. And then of course I'm going to add some pearls to round out my YouTube placard there that has my future followers on it. But just a few little extra touches. Anyway, I did want to take a second to thank my Ephemera Club who supported me this month. Shayna, Krista, Donna, Cindy, Abigail, Kathleen, Joanna, Rebecca, Sasha, Patsy, Teresa, Effie, Kim, Emily, Carly, Carrie, Leprechaun Mom, Britt, Alicia, Kenna, Rachel, Denise, W, Jennifer, Ariel, and Rasha. Appreciate you guys so much. I'm very excited about this month's. It's like ancient times, antiquity times, so lots of texture and that kind of thing. Hope y'all like it. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed already, please do so. Let me know in the comments if you make it to the bottom. Let me know in the comments something you've got on your vision board, or maybe your favorite part of mine if you don't want to talk about your personal stuff. I'm really curious what everybody's goals are this year. I feel like last year was kind of a tough one for a lot of people I've been talking to, so I'd love to know how you're going to take care of yourselves this year. And I really hope to see you here back next weekend. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great week. Bye.